Every good profitable trader has these 3 skills. Number 1 is observation instead of reaction. When you're going into the markets every single morning or every single evening, afternoon, whenever you trade, your intention should be to not take a trade that day. And I know that makes no sense when you hear it at first, but think about it. When you go into the markets not wanting to take a trade, your brain is gonna start forcing the trades when the setup isn't there. And the only trades that you're really gonna wanna take, the trades that are gonna stick out to you are gonna be the A+ trades. When you feel that irresistible urge to take that trade is the only time you should execute. This is gonna get rid of all the trades that you take and then you're not happy taking. When you start thinking about that new strategy that you saw on TikTok or Instagram that TJR told you, oh, this breaker structure is gonna actually make a reversal happen, but none of the other confluences are there, and you still enter, those trades are gonna be completely eliminated if you go into the market thinking you're not going to take a trade. Any trading issue that you can possibly think of is because of dopamine, revenge trading, over trading, over risking. All of these things come from the sense of dopamine that you get, that hit that subconsciously goes in your brain when you press that buy or sell button. You start imagining the future car that you're gonna buy, the bank account that you're gonna have, but none of it actually exists. It's all in your brain when you're clicking that buy or sell button. And that fantasy is gonna be your downfall, which brings me directly to the next point, which is detachment. Specifically, detachment from money. This was one of the things that actually made me profitable last year. And for me, I had to learn it the hard way. I passed my first account at the start of 2025 and I quit my job, which of course led to me blowing that account and every account that I passed that year up until October. It wasn't a realization I had in October. It was actually the fact that I got another job, which was stable enough for me to not rely on these funded accounts that I was trading. My girlfriend used to pay for rent and groceries for that entire 10 months. And then I was like, okay, well, I can't keep doing this shit. I need a job. But surprisingly, when I started to take trading less serious, when I detached from the outcome from trading itself and focused on the money I started making outside, I passed accounts and I kept passing them. I passed my first 5 Top Step accounts and then another 5 Alpha accounts. And that's when I realized that it all changed when I got a job. For you, you don't have to learn it the hard way. The way you can learn it is by me telling you, bro. Use this information I'm telling you so you don't have to. I wish I had this shit this knowledge. No one talks about the detachment of money. Not many people in the trading space do. Forget about the money that's in the account, the P&L that you see, forget about it completely. Only focus on the systems. Now I'm a lot more in control of my emotions, but for me to have that breakthrough, I had to stop looking at my evaluation account as money to be made. And it was every single day, I took a setup and I was like, this is my stop loss where it's gonna be invalidated, not when I'm losing too much money or too little money. It's only when the trade gets invalidated, and then my take profit is gonna be when the trade gets hit, not when I have $500 in the account. I'm only gonna take it off if my PDO rate that I need it to go to is hit. The level that I'm looking for is hit. It's funny because I was on Instagram the other day and one of my boys was like, bro, how do you take a trade and go to sleep? Because I'm in Australia, so at midnight, I usually enter a trade and then I close my laptop and I wake up in the morning, unless I'm live streaming, I wake up in the morning and then I see the trade hit. Or I lose. Either way, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't ruin my day. It doesn't ruin my sleep the next night. It just doesn't matter to me anymore. And if you're watching this in Australia or wherever you are and you have the ability to take a trade and then go to sleep, set your limit orders and basically just go to sleep. I would highly recommend that shit. I learned that from TJ a while ago. He used to delete TradingView off his phone because he's in America. So all day he'd go without TradingView and at the end of the day, he'd be like, did the trade hit or not before he went to sleep. I did that in my own way, but in Australia. The final point that I want to talk about and the skill is resilience. The art of resilience is so important in a person who's playing with money every single day, who's playing with thousands of dollars, because what's going to happen when you do have those losing streaks? Statistically, if you have a 60, 70, 80% win rate, you're still going to go on a couple of losing streaks per year. You might blow accounts per year, right? A few accounts. I blew 30 accounts last month. Yet I have no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna build those back up. July was my worst month that I've ever had in my trading career, but because I have this stack of payouts, this stack of evidence, this stack of journals that I know that I can consistently keep making money, these drawdown periods aren't gonna make me stop trading or lose confidence in my trading. Everyone should be journaling your trades, by the way. That's a whole separate video, but journaling is gonna make you more resilient and it's gonna help you collect data on your journal, on your trading. But anyways, you need the skill of bouncing back after your drawdown periods. My biggest wins have always come after I take a big loss. And that doesn't just mean one trading loss, that could mean a month worth of losing, 6 months worth of losing. The next 6 months I could thrive. I'm sure you guys have seen that graph which goes like up and then it comes down a bit and then it goes up again and it comes down a bit. It's like an uptrend in trading, right? That's how life works. You have a big boost and then you have a drawdown period and then you have a big boost again because you learn something from those drawdown periods. A loss is never a loss, it's a lesson. And now I have 2 funded accounts left. Alpha permanently banned me, so I lost all of my accounts in Alpha because I was trading at the same Wi-Fi as my homie. Apparently you can't do that because that means you're in the vicinity of another trader, you could be sharing trades, so Alpha actually permanently bans you, so watch out for that. But regardless, I'm about to pass 5 Traderfy accounts, right? And then next is gonna be 10 Apex accounts, and I'm just gonna build it back up. The payouts are really not a big deal. And I know all the unprofitable traders are gonna be like, bro, like easy for you to say that. Well, yeah, it is, because I have these skills that have taught me that, bro, trading is not that hard. The skill is the easy part, the mindset. And that's why all of these are about a mindset, right? The mindset is the hard part. When you master that, it's done. Like if you envision yourself already that profitable version of yourself, you've set the destination and now you just have to walk the path. It's literally called identity priming, by the way. This is the proven thing that scientists have discovered, where if you're delusional enough, if entrepreneurs are delusional enough to believe they're already there, if they have 0 chance of failing, they're probably going to succeed way more likely than anyone else, which is what you need to do and what I had to do. If you keep taking that trade, that B+ trade that, you know, kind of looks good but isn't A+, you might as well take it, right? Because it might make you money. That's why you're unprofitable. You might be having big wins, but then after those big wins, you might be chipping away at your losses slowly by taking, you know, little B+ trades. That's why you're unprofitable. And you're like, bro, how do you know all this? Because I've been through the same shit. And I had to learn these lessons the hard way. If you don't want to be in the same boat as me and not take 2 years to get profitable, you want to be profitable in less. Unless you've already been trading for over 2 years, then you should definitely be taking my advice. Listen and react. And if you want me to hold you accountable, I'm starting up a fresh Discord. There's only about 120 members in there. Come and ask me any questions. Come and ask me to review your trades. I will personally, for free, review your trades. And I'm also live in there, so peace out.